Hey guys, it is me, your girl. Hey, I am back and I am coming to talk to you guys for a little bit today. And I'm going to be on some different topics because it's a lot going on, okay? And I've been, I have been kind of witnessing a lot of relationships. So the topic today is relationship trauma, okay? I'm seeing a lot of relationships starting to fall, right? I'm hearing a lot of people walking out of doors and, calling it quits and just turmoil all over the place, right? And I just sit back and I listen, and I'm listening to these people and I'm saying, wow, I say this all the time and I'm going to continue to say communication is everything, folks. Everything. Real talk. And when I say you guys, this topic right here today is for everyone, male and female, young and old, okay? Communication is everything. If you are not discussing, I have a glare if you don't mind. I'm going to take these off, but now you may see some squinchiness because my eyes are really small. But communication is everything. And forgive me, I'm going to put these back. And if you're not talking, then what are you doing? I mean, my whole thing is this. If you sit down and talk and really say what's on your mind and that person be open to hearing and you as well for them, you'd be amazed at how far that can go. I've said this before, but I'm looking at people who've signed up for marriages and people who have been in long-term commitments with one another who's now falling off and they're walking away and they're just calling it quits. And I'm saying, wow, is there anything else that you have not done that you may can hold on to and try to see if that will work? My whole thing is, you have to first, let's go to the trauma, since this is relationship trauma, right? We know trauma is things that are inflicted upon us, whether it be a physical trauma to the body or anything like that. Even if you suffered a physical trauma to the body, a cut that may have resulted or an infection that have resulted into you losing a limb or anything, that's a traumatic experience. You have to now get your mind adjusted to the fact that this part of you now no longer being or has to be supported by something. It changed. Something happened, and that's something you got to grow and wrap around your mind. So now, let's bring that same trauma over to a relationship. It's the same thing in a relationship. You're thriving, you're healthy, you're functioning, and you're living, laughing, and loving. And then, boom, here comes the strike. A verbal abusive word comes from one or the other. And then that causes it's a scarring that happens, right? And now you're walking around with that and you remember what they said, but you've gotten past it, you're still there and y'all still moving. But now this becomes a way of life. You're verbally abusing one another. You're verbally abusing, you're mentally abusing, you're physically abusing in some relationships, and we look around and think that's okay when it's not, right? And now, I'm sorry, you guys. I got a call coming in. I'm going to dismiss that. But, yeah, we start doing these things, you know what I mean? And we start to verbally, physically, emotionally, mentally abuse one another. And once you do that, you have already inflicted wounds. These are wounds now. Yeah, scars do. Wounds heal, but they leave scars, right? Even if you got bruised, you bump into something, you remember that bruise, it's there, it bothers you until it finally goes away. That's the same in a relationship. We bruising, we scarring, we're cutting, hurting each other with words. And my thing is, if we really sit back and look and ask ourselves, what is it in this person that is truly a reflection of myself first, right? Because a lot of times we end up in situations and these people are just mirrors of our own selves. And we have to deal with, look at, learn from, grow from, and decide what to do from there. But you do it in a healthy manner. You don't do it, you don't start being hurtful just because you want out. And that's what a lot of people will do. They'll want out, don't know how to say they want out, so they'll cause conflict in a relationship over and over until that person gets tired and say, I'm out. That's the cowboy way out first, guys. I just want you all to know that's the cowboy way of doing it. Because now you got to get past not only being with each other anymore and adjusting to a new way of life, you now got to try to rebuild a friendship and go back and revisit some issues and concerns that you may have had over there that caused you to separate yourself. But it's a better way to do things, and then I look at the ones that I listen to that you got involved because it just seemed like that was what you were supposed to do, or that's what everybody expected you to do, or it's the one of, well, I felt like I owed it. Come on now, people. Stop it. We really have to first stop the mess. Like, really examine where you are. And if that's truly not who you're evenly yoked with, or you feel like you're more compatible or more comfortable with in your own skin with, then you may not want to go that route. Don't go sign up and just lock in because you just feel like that's what you should be doing, or that's what everyone expects you to do. How far can we go living our lives on everyone else's expectations of us? Some is going to expect me to fail while others are expecting me to win. So guess what? At the end of the day, it all lies with me. What do I expect and want from myself is what you should be asking even before you start locking the gates in a commitment that your heart is truly not into or committed to. Can I say that? And my thing is, you go in because of what? Financial cushion, security? No. Your own financial situation is just what? A reason for you to recalculate, downsize, or whatever it is you're trying to do, and build your way to whatever your dream life is for yourself. That's what you do with that. You don't hop on to someone else's bank account and start riding the wave with them. Because when that money flow slows down, or that person gets tired of your shit, your free ride is over. So don't set yourself up for that. It's like so many people are going into these relationships and marriages under such false pretenses that it really offends me. You understand? Like, you going in for the wrong reasons. Go in for something that counts for something. And if the person was truly good to you, then I believe in this. If we lay beside each other, slept together, got up together, lived together, build together, I can't see us not being cool after we decide to walk away. We should be able to do that as people. You're no longer hanging out as girls. That's cool, but when you see each other, it should still be love, right? And I'm just really, really like blown away at a lot that I'm hearing and a lot that I'm witnessing. And it bothers my spirit really, really bad because, sometimes the issues are not even major issues. The biggest issue is just be quiet. Be quiet. Let that person say what is on their heart. Let them tell you what is bothering them. Sometimes we so goddamn shut down on hearing the truth about ourselves as people, we don't even realize we're stunning our own growth because we already know the wording. How does it go? The truth hurts, correct? It only hurts if you're not willing to grow. That's the difference. So when you're in these relationships and that person is trying to get something out to you, stop chopping them down, hooping and hollering, making all that damn noise for no reason, all because you don't want to hear what they got to point out about you. If you're willing to grow, you'll let it show. Let them speak. That's the first thing I see in a lot of these relationships. One got more power and they want to exercise it to the fullest. It shouldn't be a level of power in a relationship, especially let that relationship be a marriage. Either way, you got to be in one to get to the other, okay? My whole thing is, like, it should be no power. Because if we all know who we are in these relationships and in our purpose as people, it wouldn't be a problem. You are man. She is woman. She was created to be your helpmeet, mister. She is not your property. She's your partner. She's your right hand. She's that we function 1,000 goddamn things a minute sometimes in our brain as female versus male. He gave us to you so that we can help process all the things that you already know you want to do. It's not about a control. And ladies, let me hold on real quick over here with you for a second. Because a lot of you can be very freaking selfish. And that pisses me off. Because you got other women out here that's not that way. But by the time they get to them, when they finally get over to her, you done damaged them so bad with your selfish ass ways. And just because you make the most money, you want to dictate and talk to people like they're garbage. You can't do that and call that your man or your husband. Okay? And it's a partnership. We do not live in a society today where the woman get to actually stay home and do nothing and the man work. Some do it, yeah, and if he working 4 and 5 jobs, where do he really have fucking time for you in the relationship? That ain't cool either, because that's how half of the other shit gets started, right? And excuse my language, but I'm human. Oh, so be it. Anyway, my thing is, I be like, wow. And also, ladies, women can be very abusive. I've seen it. We can be very vicious. And we strong. And we throw punches too. Women do things too. So keep your head together. Because we teach each other how to treat each other. And if you allowing him, he's allowing you to punch on him, one of these days you're going to get backhand back. You can't call abuse when you started that shit, okay? Stop it. Understand our place. That's all. We all have to know our position. Okay? Man was created for man. God created man, and from man, one rib, he created woman for man. That don't mean take advantage of your position, but be lined up right, fellas. When you're lined up right and you're doing what you need to do, it's going to come right on over into her, and that relationship going to be everything you want it to be. Know this, people. That's for everyone. But ladies, I get it. You know, sometimes we got to be so strong out here that we've been doing it on our own for so long type stuff. We tend to like just keep, don't do it. Relax. You know, because I'm going to be honest with you. I'm tired. I don't feel like all that. I don't feel like being superwoman strong or none of that anymore. I just want to relax and know where I am and know I can rest my head. That's what I want. I don't feel like that. But at the end of the day, I am a tiger, and I'm going to keep out here in the jungle getting mine until my king show up. How about that? I'm not even going to run around looking for him. He'll show up. Guess what? We got to get it together. Really, we have to get it together because we're out here. We're trying to dominate the relationship. We want to hold on. We want a stronghold. I'm saying this as women, as I say we. I'm not saying me, but yes, this is women, and I am one of you. And sometimes some of that type of behavior, that make me look bad. I'm already, strong in my own stance. I know this, but come on now. And if that's your man, he's your partner. And men, once you get her, stop acting like she's some trophy you caught out in the wild somewhere, and now you want to mount her up to the mountain. You put her on the mount up there, and then you keep going. Stop that, because that's selfish. That's dirty. It's selfish. If you're going to lock it in, lock it in. If you're not fully committed and ready, don't do it. And definitely don't do it because she can hold you down. Don't do that either. But that go both ways, people. So like I say, when I say guys, I'm talking to everyone. But enough of this. Enough. First things first, you need to have a conversation. Just go on and talk about things. Sit down and talk. And hear that person out. Act like that's one of your co-workers or your buddies, and they're sharing the issue they're dealing with, and they're just, running it past you. Don't look at him as your spouse talking about you. Look at him as a person that you mess with. They cool. That's your folks. And they got someone in mind. Or just act like they're someone else. But hear what they trying to say is all I'm saying. You got to be open to hear what people have to say. And a lot of these relationships, that's not happening. Is one just going to do what they want to do? It's no compromise in the middle. Then if that's the case, go ahead and call it quits. Because you don't have the mindset to be in a relationship if you're not willing to hear your partner and even take a minute to possibly have to embark on something they want to do if they feel that's something that would benefit the both of you. Be open-minded to building something great. Like, don't be quick to run off and tear your shit apart. Know what you signed up for, and if you knew you came in falsely, then you need to go ahead and leave. If that shit ain't become a reality to you somewhere in your heart that you now appreciate this person from this level, and yeah, do something with that, because that's just a mess. But for all of you that's been out there in these relationships for the long haul, know what you're signing up for and be open. Don't run around pointing fingers. Don't run around so quick to throw in the towel. Really analyze your stuff. But the most important thing is, I feel like if you lay down with someone and you slept beside this person, you woke up with this person, you just laid with this, whatever it was, that's the highest level of intimacy now. Okay? Because intimacy is just what it is. Into me, I allow you to see. And I'm sharing what's inside. And that's what we do as a people. But when it gets that up close and personal, you shouldn't be walking away with a dislike for one another. Because if you could go lay down and go to sleep and turn your back and a person laying right beside you, you trust them enough to do that. So you should trust having a healthy balance with that person after the fact. And if it's coming to an end, don't keep doing things to hurt each other. Don't keep saying all these nasty things out of your mouths and then getting so mad when they say the same stuff back. You can't take it, so you want to strike at them or you want to rip them down. Don't do that. See, that's the problem. And now you're at a place where you don't know how to get that person back. You feel like a stranger in your own house now because words are painful. And when you're being abusive in a relationship, you don't see that light in that person's eye anymore. You know why? Because you burned the light out. You put it out. And now that person got to go heal. So how about you all make that shit right by just sitting down having a conversation and say what's on your mind? We get married, we have kids, we got to work, we do these things. Life kind of it can shimmer down, or it can stay sparked up. It's up to you. And one thing I know, my next rodeo, baby, hey, we're gonna be on point. We're gonna be lit together. Trust and know that. Yes, we're gonna have that get up and go. Let's do it. Whatever. That's what I'm talking about. Because I'm not playing with anyone. I told you guys, I put in 19 years. We did 19 years, and a whole lot of them were great. We had good times. We had fun times. That was my buddy, that was my friend, all that. Because that's what you have to be. But it was times that we became enemies too. Because when we're not agreeing or seeing eye to eye as a people in these relationships, things get ugly. But it was always a ground that you could come back and park and like real talk, just talk. Let that person have the floor. Let them go first. Take mental notes. And then you get the mic and you go back on whatever you don't agree with and whatever you're feeling from this individual as well. And be open to one another. This is how you get this thing moving. But really, come on now. And if you know the shit wasn't right when you stepped in, you knew that shit, you knew it. And you can't find no way to get to this place with this person where you know you should be, then you better examine your own heart. Know that. Because it is being examined. Know it. But people, we have to do better. We have to do better, guys, for real. I want to see us all grow. I really do. I want to see everybody in harmony out here. And I'm going to see that. Trust me. At least for the people that's signing in right here with me and the people that I communicate with. Oh, it's going to be a breakthrough. It's already happening. But one thing for certain, if we want out, you don't feel like it. You feel like you want to be free. You just got to sit down and talk. It's not you, it's me. I just need to be out here. I need to be free. I just need to come, go, do whatever I want to do on my own. Let me do that, please, for a little while. Y'all should have that. Even that moment right there is very important. Have the conversation. Because you'll be surprised. Sometimes your spouse may be feeling the same exact way you are. But they don't know how to say it. And you burning over there because you need to say it. Somebody has to say it. Have the conversation. I don't care what it is. Have it. Because when you don't and you let it sit there and boil over, then now what? You're angry with each other. You're saying hurtful things out of your mouth. You look for every reason to keep trying to push each other away or draw that wedge so somebody will fall out the door because nobody know how to say I want out of the relationship. Figure out what it is you want. But if you know in the heart of hearts you still love your mate and it's just these things that burn me up about you, then you need to go ahead and sit down and tell them that. I'm just sick of looking at what I'm looking at because I'm looking at people getting married and be ready to drop in like freaking couple of weeks after the wedding. Like, who the hell does that? I mean, real stuff. And I'm saying, dang, you haven't even got started to go through some good times and some rough times and some sick times and some up times and some down times with your mate. That's all that you signed up for. I mean, you said yes, you signed up for all of that. So, y'all please forgive me, but I am thirsty and my hands ashy. But yeah, you signed up for it. So come on now, you owe it to yourself to at least say, hey, I did do it. And we had some rough moments and things and we made that through. So I know how to truly sign up. Even in this one, if it don't last, okay, I know the next go round, I know what I don't want, I know what I do expect, I know what I'm not going to stand for, and I'm out. Simple. But the most important thing is, because you did not just throw in the towel when something didn't happen the way you wanted it to, and you worked through some things, and you can also say, well, at least you know how to do commitment, right? Do me a favor, guys. Give me 1 second. Okay, guys. But yeah, I just need you just to sit back and know what you're signing up for. Know what you want. Really examine your heart. Do that for me. Because the only way to grow is to truly know yourself. How about that? The first thing you need to know is you. So, I want you to do me a favor, examine oneself, give that person an opportunity to speak, really know what you want. If that's not what you want, then go ahead and have the conversation, pray over it, and I guarantee you, if nothing else comes from it, you'll be beautiful friends, right? And that's what you should be. You know, anything that you sever in life, it doesn't always have to be a negative, right? That's just like your plants. You get a bad branch or something happens and you have to cut that branch off. You can reroot that and start a whole new plant. That's a whole new relationship, right? Same thing. Just become good friends, but don't be hurtful. And I'll be back. I have a whole lot to talk about with you guys on this. But I said I'll start something out right now because I know I haven't been out, but I must tell you, you have not seen me. And yeah, I've been out here still on my grind. I'm pushing and I'm moving. I'm getting through. However, I am actually living some dreams, little dreams or little goals that I had put down a long time ago and never quite made it there back when I wanted to. And I've had the opportunity to embark in some of those places, and it's been really, really nice, I must say. I am doing all the things I told you I want you to do for yourselves. Find that special thing that you love to do. Even in these relationships, find that little moment of time where you can get into something that you used to do, that you love to do, that you always wanted to do, and get to doing that. And I guarantee you, that's going to even set a calmer stage and a place of mental where you and that person can sit down and have a conversation, just as buddies, just as friends, and really vibe and understand where each other's coming from. Trust me, get into something you love to do, but most importantly, y'all, do something you haven't done, or you wanted to do, or you used to do. Either way, go there, visit, embark on with your hands, your music, whatever it is, get into that moment. And it's going to set the tone for conversations of any kind with that person. It's going to happen. But you got to believe in it. You got to do it. And you got to first be true with you. Know what the hell you want. Know what's really in your heart. And know what your mindset. What are you doing? Because you signed up just like they did. So find out and be done. We're holding anything that needs not to be held. Okay? I love you guys. And I will be back. I have a lot of things to talk about with you. Smooches. Don't forget, like, subscribe, the word all, and the bell. Yes, that's right. Hit the bell and the word all. I see you soon.